Beyonce and Jay-Z will do anything to destroy anyone who speaks out against them.
Yeah, this is Uncle Ron. And a whole bunch of things are getting ready to take place very soon. Y'all didn't believe me then, but you believe me now. Not only that, but they're not the only one that's getting ready to take a fall. There's going to be a couple of other big names stirring up in this pot.
The old school footage, I still have it. See, hardly nobody knows, but I say it, man. Yeah, Beyonce's on. She been on them for a long time, and you keep her that way. Y'all wish it what you wish it to stay on top. I was offered $30,000 to perform a hit on Biggie Smalls.
On September 13th, 2024, Uncle Ron hit TikTok with a bombshell calling out big names and exposing some industry darkest secrets. Just 24 hours after posting that video, he was found dead. Now folks online are speculating this wasn't just some random tragedy. Word is he knew too much, said too much, and paid the price. And now that Diddy's trial has officially started, we are finally hearing more details on what really happened. Now, for those who don't know, Uncle Ron wasn't just some random dude on the internet. He was Beyonce's former bodyguard, and it worked with Diddy too. But here's where it gets wild. He was one of the loudest whistleblowers exposing Diddy, Jay-Z, and Beyonce's dark pot. And just 24 hours after dropping his final video, he died in a very similar situation. Like a lot of people around Diddy, what did he reveal? And why are so many convinced that something shady went down? We are breaking it all down, starting with the video that set everything in motion.
And Jay-Z will do anything to destroy anyone who speaks out against them. Okay, I get the threats, but you have to remember one thing. I know your deepest secrets. I know so much about you and what you've done. I know so much on how you got where you are, how you stepped on many people. Beyonce, how you guys ended Carrie Hilson's career because she said something about you. That's how hateful you guys are, how you step on anybody. See, what's done in the dark will definitely come in the light. Keep your threats up. I'm here today, and what I got to say, I'm gonna say it. So don't make idle threats to me. I say I ain't Biggie. Say I ain't Beanie Siegers. I ain't Freeway. How you wrote all them off the minute they did for you to get you to the top. All them writing for you, and then the minute you get a little taste of success, you wrote them off. You just totally said, I don't know him. Say you don't know me. I dare you. I dare you. Remember, all the receipts, all the proof, the old school footage, I still have it.
And just 24 hours after dropping that video, Uncle Ron's wife got on the same TikTok page and announced he was dead. And let's be real, most folks ain't buying that it was just some random death. This man had been going viral for weeks, calling out some of the biggest names in the game: Diddy, Jay-Z, Beyonce, allegedly exposing wild stuff about careers being ended, hidden receipts, even some old school footage he claimed was proof. Uncle Ron died on September 13th, 2024, but for some reason nobody heard about it till over a month later, October 23rd. That alone got folks raising eyebrows, but it gets even crazier. Before he passed, his TikTok was popping. He was dropping videos, getting millions of views, interacting with people, answering questions, active. But after his death, every single comment on his page is gone, wiped clean, like somebody didn't want anyone asking questions or digging too deep. Now you tell me, does that sound normal, or does that sound like somebody wanted him silenced? Now Uncle Ron wasn't just throwing shots, he straight up called out Jay-Z and Diddy, saying they Wanted Biggie dead. Yeah, you heard that right. According to him, it wasn't just East Coast versus West Coast beef. There was something darker going on behind the scenes. He claimed these two power players had their reasons for wanting Biggie out of the picture.
Jay-Z and Puffy wanted Biggie. Bottom line. You don't have to believe me, believe the facts. Here's a man that wanted to leave Bad Boy. He wanted to do his own thing. He mentioned several times how he was tired of being used and abused, that he was bigger than Bad Boy itself. Somebody, and we ain't gonna call no more names, dangled a bogus contract in front of his face so he would leave the company. How I know I was there.
According to Uncle Ron, Jay-Z allegedly wanted Biggie dead so he could step into his spot and become the top dog in the rap game. Allegedly, Jay knew that as long as Biggie was around, he'd always be number two.
Another thing, Jay-Z wanted him out of the industry, period, so he could take over and be the biggest hip-hop artist around.
Now get this, Uncle Ron didn't just throw shots at Diddy, he dropped heavy claims. He said Diddy allegedly set Biggie up because Biggie was about to leave Bad Boy and take his publishing rights.
This Uncle Ron didn't just throw shots at Diddy, he dropped heavy claims. He said Diddy allegedly set Biggie up because Biggie was about to leave Bad Boy and take his publishing rights with him. And Ron ain't the only one saying this. Gone Deal, who was literally in the same car as Diddy the night Biggie got executed, also believes Puff knew what was going to happen.
Get 100 people in the room, and out of the 100 people, probably 3 would say it was all right for Big to be in LA. 97% of those people would say he had no business in LA at that time. We all knew that. Why would Puff rent studio time? Come on, man, look. You gotta look at what people do, man. You know Pac just got, it ain't no kind of business Big was doing. Big couldn't even walk, he couldn't run. They was pushing him around in a wheelchair, brother. Why the hell would you rent studio time at LA for him to finish your album when if you got your own studio, Daddy's house? Let's keep it a buck. Let's stop this bullshit, man. Let's stop doing these man, about this, because people ain't getting it. He did not want the beef with the Crips. Puff ain't want the beef with the Dog Pound, Snoop them or whatever. Beef started that beef. You understand what I'm saying? Puff ain't want none of that beef. So what I'm gonna do is, y'all want the sheep? I'm gonna put him out the pack.
Now, Uncle Ron also said Diddy allegedly offered him 30 grand to take out Biggie Smalls. According to Ron, this went down on March 1st, 1997, just days before Biggie was eliminated in LA. Why? Because Diddy supposedly wanted full control over Big's publishing before he could walk out of the label.
I was offered $30,000 to perform a hit on Biggie Smalls. March 1st of 1997, I was approached by Diddy to perform a hit on one of his artists. Finding out that he wanted all the rights to all his catalogs. I turned him down because I also found out that very night that Biggie had plans of leaving Bad Boy. Biggie should have never been in California for promoting an album. With a broken fibula bone, can barely walk. To go to another studio
own studio in New York.
And get this, Diddy did own all of Big E's publishing rights up until 2023, so even after Big E's death, Diddy continued making millions of dollars of him. Now here's where things get real sketchy. Word is Uncle Ron wasn't just talking on TikTok. He allegedly told folks he'd been speaking to the feds, and with how dangerous Puffy is perceived in certain circles, that might have been the worst move he could have made.
So under investigations and working and cooperating with FBI, my story is being told. There's so much more that we're going to talk about with Diddy.
Now, a lot of people are saying Uncle Ron was getting too close to something, and when you start bringing in the feds and calling out big names like Diddy, you're playing a different kind of game, eh? Deadly one. And let's not forget, this ain't the first time Diddy's name has been tied to something wild. From Cassie's lawsuit, he literally tried to take out Kid Cudi when his car got blown up to send a message that Cudi should stop messing with Cassie. So when Uncle Ron drops a video exposing Diddy, then ends up dead a day later, people ain't just brushing that off. A lot of folks have been asking, why did Uncle Ron wait so long to speak up? Why now? But according to him, it wasn't fear, it was family. He says straight up the reason he kept quiet all these years was because his kids were still young. He wasn't trying to bring heat to his doorstep or put his family in danger. Now that they are older, he finally felt safe enough to expose what he allegedly knows.
Of course, so many people have asked me why I waited 20 years or so long to come out and start talking and telling about the things that have happened in the industry. The most important reason why is I had children, and I still have children, but at that point in time they were young, and my number one priority was protecting my children. I care less about the stuff that went on in the industry at that point in time. For as money, it was never about money, and it's still not about money.
The street is he passed right around the same time Diddy got arrested, and that ain't sitting right with a lot of people. The streets are talking, and the popular theory Uncle Ron was allegedly taken out so he wouldn't get the chance to testify or say anything against Diddy during the trial, cause like I said, he allegedly had some old footage on him. Uncle Ron had been warning folks for weeks, saying straight up in his videos that he was working with the authorities and feared for his life. He even said that if anything ever happened to him, don't believe it was suicide or some health issue. Then boom, he's gone. And what's even wild, he died because of pneumonia at 59 in solid health. Come on now, that's the same illness they claim took out Diddy's ex Kim Porter, and people have been side-eyeing that for years.
And someone in my comments, thank you, asked me, how did Uncle Ron die? I have some answers. Now, this is where it gets a little crazy. He died last month. He was only 59 years old, very young. Some people are whirling around that he died of that same pneumonia that Kim Porter had. Sounds a little bit shady. Sounds like maybe the diddler had him taken care of, because here's something real crazy. I had myself and my people reach out to his family because his TikTok page is still active, and people in the comments are asking, what happened to Uncle Ron? What happened? What is the family doing? Deleting all of the comments. If you go over to Uncle Ron's TikTok page, try this, Patriots, I did it. Say, what happened to Ron? How did he expire? They delete your question. Why? Because they want to keep their family members safe and everyone else in their life that they care about, because the diddler is not done with his nastiness. Patriots, it is not safe for me to be spilled.
Even Jaguar Wright's been speaking out heavy on this. She ain't holding back. She straight up said, Uncle Ron's death feels shady.
What are your thoughts on that?
Well, they said he died from that pneumonia.
Yes.
You know, just like Kim, just like Brittany Murphy. That pneumonia ain't no joke. Hey, every time somebody get to telling the truth about someone, whoever's been lying, they just say a little prayer and then the pneumonia comes.
makes this whole thing even wilder is the pattern folks are starting to notice Uncle Ron, Kim Porter, and Brittany Murphy all died from the same illness, pneumonia, as per the official autopsy reports. But at the end of the day, no one can say for sure if Uncle Ron was murdered or if it was natural causes, but the timing and the pattern got people talking. What do you think really happened? Was it all just a coincidence or something more? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And if you think this was crazy, click on the next video. Causes more wild. Catch you in the next video.